Hello, hello, hello. I'm just welcome, welcome. I'm trying to make sure where I am. My name's Corrie. For anyone who is new, just coming in for the first time, welcome. If you're watching a replay, then I hope some of these messages resonate with you. So I'm just going to let the room fill up a little bit, and I am going to check one of my connections here because it looks like I may not have a connection. So it says, hello, Felicia. So it says I'm on Facebook, but it's not connecting to the URL. So I don't know. Let's see. We'll see how this goes. Just give me a moment here. So while we're waiting for people to come in, and it is a beautiful evening, unlike last night here in this lovely Lacombe where we were pelted with major hail, that tonight I'm hoping that we don't experience that. So let me just see. Hello, Brenda and Karen and Destiny. Your anxiety has been bad. The funeral, the planning has been a lot. Yeah, right. I bet it has, Felicia. That's a lot going on. A lot. Oh, thank you, Destiny, and hello, Danielle. I was just outside, so I was at the water park with my granddaughter, so I'm just home, not long home, back home to get in here tonight. But we have a little bit of a glitch happening. I'm trying to fix it. So it says my URL on Facebook is not connecting. So just bear with me for a minute. I'm just trying to see what's going on. But I am on Facebook, so I'm just not sure if I'm on my YouTube. Don't see anyone from YouTube here yet. So I do broadcast Facebook and YouTube at the same time. It is freaking hot here this evening. Last night, about 5 o'clock, 5:30, like we just got pelted with like this big major storm, like hail, like, and I mean like massive hail, like golf ball. I swear some pieces were the size of freaking tennis balls. And it was so loud that I couldn't even hear my client in here. It was just like, holy shit. Oh, okay, Felicia. So you think she's on? All right. So it's like, and so it was just pelting, like it was so crazy. And I couldn't even hear my client. It was like banging. I thought, oh, like I can't believe my truck even made it through that, but it didn't. I got a broken mirror. So tonight the sun is shining. But there has been some crazy weather, We also got some really crazy energy. So the Schumann resonant, the Schumann charts that register like the Earth's energy is like we have major spikes that are happening, like major spikes, and there are major spikes happening today. What happens in the universe and in through Earth also affects us because we are all energy. That's how we're all created. We are all energy. And so there is some like major impacts. And so there's a spikes in energies, the rise, the ups, the downs, all of those things that are like have an impact upon us. So you may be feeling the emotions of that. You may be feeling some of that energy as well. So just double checking here again. So Facebook had just done some upgrades to this new Meta platform or whatever that all this is running on. So a lot of people are not getting notifications. It's switched from likes to followers. And so there's a big shift. And so if you're not getting notifications, if you're not seeing notifications of my post and all those things, go in and make sure you're on follow and not just on like. Or if you're on follow and not on like make sure you hit both. Make sure you hit both on my page so that you get the updates. See notification. I am on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. So I'm also there. So All right. Looks like we're in. But I'm just letting the room fill up a little bit here. So just give me a moment. Just bear with me. And I'm feeling through some of this energy. Uh I'm just going to share this over to my other page. Mhm. It's not letting me do nothing. Can't do nothing. Okay, we're here. That's all that matters. Everything else will work itself out. Whatever's meant to be shall be. And we are here. So this is what we got. We're going to work with this. So, um, so I wanted to come in tonight and get a live video in. I did post a video yesterday. If you had not seen it, it is on YouTube and it is this weekly energy forecast. So I did the weekly energy forecast yesterday. And if you want to sign up for the Lionsgate coming up event that I have happened, the 8/8 Lionsgate. So we do have that offer that's coming up, and you start getting the pre-records this week as well. So the first one I think comes out on the 22nd. So the 22nd, 29th, and the 5th, you'll get recorded messages. And then on the 8th, you can join me live. And in that live, we will be doing like a whole energy healing, traveling through that Lionsgate energy, to that portal energy. So if you have not seen that, that is also on my page. So you'll see this, and it takes you directly to the school. And so I suggest this. Like this is I recorded the first video for this today. You need a journal, you need a pen, because it's questions. So each video will give you the questions to be able to question yourself, to travel through your own thoughts, like to really process what it is that that you truly are, holding you from being able to live in your now, to live in the present moment, to be here. Because it's the now on the 8th, like whatever and whoever we're becoming on that 8th, and traveling through that portal energy and just ascending beyond who we were in the past, and releasing and letting go. Now there's a whole lot more that goes with it in the techie, like in the Stargate of us kind of uh nerds out there, as kind of very spiritual people who speak on those very, very spiritual levels. There's a lot more things, but I like to put it in simple terms and keep it simple for the process, that it just makes it more, that it connects to people when you understand it, based on how it affects us emotionally, how it affects how we behave, how we respond, how we show up in the world, and what holds us, like what is keeping us hostage and entrapped in trapped in stories or old beliefs, doubts and fears. So it's like if you're afraid of the fire, right? If you fear the fire, or you fear taking a leap, and you need to know what's on the other side, like, well, I'll go through that. I'll go through that door. I'll enter through that. I'll try something new. If you can tell me, if you can guarantee this for me, if you can guarantee it's going to be okay, can you tell me what's over there? Can you let me see it? I want to know before I leap. That's not having faith, right? That's fear that's leading the way. And the most crippling thing that we have is to not to be able to trust ourselves, to not be able to trust our own instincts, to trust our gut. So we do a lot of that through this Lionsgate energy. Um, and so that class is, it's going to be Friday, you'll get a video, and then the 29th you'll get a video, and then the 5th you'll get a video, and then on the 8th, which is a Monday night, then you'll get the Zoom link, and it's all in the academy, and you'll get a Zoom link, and you get to come in, and you're going to spend like a good probably hour and a half, maybe it may even run 2 hours, I'm not sure, of doing, I'll do a whole live event. But you have to be registered, you have to sign up, and you have to take the whole program, the whole class, and answer, because you got to ask your own questions, right? You got to be honest with yourself, and you have to take that journey. And so that one is in the academy, and it is energy healing. So it's working as an energy healer. It's doing my energy healing work, and also doing the guiding that comes with that as well. So yeah, get in there. Talking about flames again, right? Hello, everyone who's joining in: Brenda and Tracy and Carmen and Gloria. Hi, and Wendy. Hello, Felicia. I did the flame with the candle the last time you said to, towards, I felt the calm the rest of the night. and swear the flame was dancing and changing colors. I heard my friend's voice a few times. See? Right? It's that hypnotic state, is when we can let ourselves lose that sense of like getting stuck in our minds or stuck in our emotions, and just setting ourselves free, surrendering with spirit, surrendering to spirit, surrendering to that, surrendering into that energy, that just that softness, that gentleness, and just being, because it's all love, right? Our loved ones on the other side, it's all loved. It all ties and connects to love. So there's just that strong connection to love. So I'm glad you followed through with that, Felicia. I'm glad you tried it. It is a part of, what we do to receive messages. Often when I'm working with the flame, I'll sit with my fire outside, and I'll sit with the fire and look into the fire, and just, I get those prophetic messages that I get, and I'll see and feel so much. That is because I just let go of everything else. You move yourself aside, you move your ego aside, you move the world aside, and you just become one with the fire. And when you become one with the fire, then so many other things just like start to just like your senses, you start to feel different, you start to see different, you connect differently. So you're seeing with your third eye, you're seeing with the, your God will eye, and not so much with your human eyes that you're trying to create something. And you just got to trust that what you get is truth, right? What you get is true for you in the experience and in the moment. I always say that whatever people tell me, whatever, even if it's a lie, it's their truth. And so their truth is the only thing that I can work with. And if that's their truth, I have to trust that, eventually another new truth will unfold itself. And so, yeah. Right. So yeah, there's a lot of energy with that, Danielle, right? So, okay. I do want to jump in. So I'm going to jump in tonight, and I'm going to do some intuitive guidance through just tapping into the energy. Let's feel out this energy. I am going to choose a few people as I go, and I'll do a few readings tonight. I just want to get in here. And hello, Sherry Villeneuve. Okay. I think I'm going to open with a general card. Let me open with a card that's for everybody first, okay? Okay. I'm talking to spirit. Okay. Okay. So there's, when I talk intuitive, that's me connecting to the spirit guides. So I connect to the guides, to the angels, to the ascendant masters, to God, to, whatever is out there with that comes in with higher knowledge, for the highest good. What is of our highest good? What is it we need to know that's of our highest good? What inspires us? What gives us like the kick in the butt? What gives us that, that inspiration, that sense of empowerment, that sense of knowing of hope, restoring that sense of hope and thriving beyond that. So let's just trust what we have coming. Oh, so we have the two of wands coming in. I think I was a little bit surprised by the card. That's interesting. I'm like, oh. So it's not a major arcana. Okay. Something told me to do a follow through. I had to follow through with this energy. So I have a tower in reverse, and then I have the lion. I'm like, there's more. There's a story unfolding. So it wasn't just one card. I signed up for the Lionsgate portal. This course is really speaking to me. I feel like I really need it because the future events that are going to happen in my life. Can't wait. Good. Yay. I'm glad that you're in. Glad that you're in. So glad you signed up, Destiny. And it's like $88, right? And it's like, so you're getting 3 videos, right? You're getting 3 of my videos, and they're all at least like about a half hour long. And then you got all week to do the questions that come with it. You needed, get your journal out. And then you get the whole live on August the 8th, where you're in that event with me. And so that event, we'll be doing the healing meditation. We'll be doing the ascension process. we'll be ascending beyond, right? And so we will be doing a major shift in energy. That's the stuff that's coming up. So I have the two of wands in the crow, and at the very top is the earth, and so the earth is like bouncing at the top. So I have this card, but I'm like, this is like a, so this is from the minor arcana, this is from a suit. And so the two and partnership, and this sense of being in partnership, their heads are connected, but they're not looking into each other's eyes. So it's like we can be connected to people but not connected to people. So I feel as if there is an unveiling of truth, or there's an unveiling of like secrets coming out, or an exposure of, where honesty and authentic self is what I'm getting. So it's like, where are we not being so honest with ourselves? Like being in relationships. So this doesn't mean always a relationship with somebody else. So the passion, wands represent passion, that desire, they tie into the fire signs. And so with it, I do actually have, and so we're back to fire. I have the, over here, I have strength, and I have the lion, and, Leo season is coming up on, just upon us. And so we just moved into Leo season today, right? The 20th. So today we just went into Leo season, which is fire, and we're back into the element of fire. Now, there's a difference in speaking of fire and other things. This is the elements. So when you work in elemental, when you work with the elementals, and you work with those in the elemental of the middle world, or you work with the elements, you work from the ground, right? You're working earthly, you're working very connected. And then you're also working with the fire out there. So there's just this fire energy. So it's that relationship to your soul self, to your truth, to who you are, to the things where we're not fully honest with ourselves. Some of that's may be coming up. This may also be bringing in relationships. So it's like you may not be seeing eye to eye. Our passion, our desire sometimes is to be heard, to be seen, I just want someone to recognize me, or I just want to be seen. I just want to be, why is nobody listening to me? Well, that desire, that want, is usually screaming out that you're not really listening to yourself, right? It's like, why is that so important to you? And then we have the middle card that came out with this was the tower, but the tower is in reverse. So this has already happened, right? So there is the sense of it's either delayed or hasn't happened, or it's already happened. So I feel like you're going to see some big people fall. And I'm like, and you're going to see some big collapses of big establishments, some opening up the roofs. I feel like from the inside coming out. So it feels as if somebody from the inside in big establishments is going to kind of expose the bullshit, expose some of the lies in places. Now bring that into a small scale, bring that into that's a world energy, but bring that into our energy, bring that into ourselves. It's like, where have I had something that I seen that I don't want to see? It could be red flags. Where am I having like warnings? Where's my body warning me? My mind is warning me. I'm getting all of these heads up, but I'm not listening, right? Or that sense of the unexpected. And so that is coming up, to be very honest with self. And we have the strength in reverse. And so sometimes we tell ourselves, I don't have the strength to deal with that. I don't have what it takes to deal with that. I don't think I can do that. I can't do this on my own. So it's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of wishy-washy energy. And the whole world has kind of, we've been raised kind of on that. That's been instilled in us. Like, you have to be, you can't be this, you should be that, or this is the way things should be. And I just feel like it's like we're kind of opening up this can of worms, the Pandora's box, right? And I just feel like that Pandora's box is opening, and out comes magic, and out comes all the things that were like, oh no, you can't do that, or you can't know that, or you can't. And it's like, it exposes this inner secret. So what is it that we're holding back from? What is it that what is it that we're not really, what are we believing that's not really true? What am I believing that? So we're finding out new truths. So we find out a difference to stories. It could be even about people that could be about yourself. But there's a lot of that coming up. So I'm like, so be curious, be an observer. It's time to really, truly be in relationship to that self, be an observer of what you're observing in the world and in energy. Look at how it's impacting you. Look at how you're responding. Look at the effect that it's having up on you and how you're responding from that impact. And it's like, if you are yelling at the TV, why are you yelling at the TV? Right? If you're If you're mad at the TV, if you're mad at a TV show or mad at a celebrity or mad at, who are you mad at? Number one, they're not even themselves. They're not even real people. So who are you really mad at? That reflection is reflecting back to us. Like, what is it that's really happening? What's going on within me? What am I so angry about? Right. And that's coming up all over. Who are you talking to, Brenda? I got more people. Nice to see you made it, Julie. Oh, well, hi, Julie. I'm not seeing. Okay, hi, Julie. I'm the sister-in-law to Brenda. Oh, thank you, Wendy. These earrings are from. I got them at Sweet Home on the Lake. I do have the the girl who makes them. She's one of the sisters to the lady who owns Sweet Home on the Lake, and she sells them at Sweet Home on the Lake. But I can't remember the name of her company right now. I'm so sorry, but I'll share it. I'll share it. Um, ah, thank you, Sherry. Oh, my heart is with you, Sherry Hool. I've been sending you so much prayers, and I've put you and your family in a healing circle. Um, yeah. Yes, Julie is the sister-in-law, right? Okay. I'm like, I knew she was family, Brenda. I knew she was family on the other side. Uh, so welcome, Julie. Um, Anyone else that's new, welcome as well. Thank you for being here. I am going to go into choosing some people. So if you are here and you're only liking, like you're watching, but you haven't commented and you would like to possibly have a card, I choose intuitively. I don't know who's chosen. So it's yes, this is deep. Yes, Sherry. And yeah, I'm feeling you, my friend. I could feel you calling me. So um, I have you there. I'm holding you. I'm holding that space for you. Okay, so I am choosing Tracy Ghostkeeper first. Tracy, you have been, as soon as I came in, you were the first person that came, you're the first name that popped up for me. So I am choosing Tracy Ghostkeeper first. So this isn't, we're going to be just seeing what comes up and allowing these messages to unfold. So we have a lot of anxious energy in here tonight. I just want to say I am feeling a lot of pain energy. I'm feeling a lot of anxious energy. So I'm asking spirit to come, to just go to the place of like, it's like so that I'm not connecting to all your human energies out there and to the spikes in that's happening in the earth. Like I know I'm rising up and rising down. I can see the rise up and rise down. And I'm like, I want to connect deeper. And I want to bring, and not they want to bring these messages in from a deeper place that really truly is helping the higher self, like helping your higher self help you. So I'm connecting to your spirit, your own spirit. So Tracy, I'm connecting to the spirit within you. And I'm asking your spirit, what does Tracy, the human, need? What does Tracy need? Because your soul self, your spirit, the essence of all the body of self that is larger than life, is the one who was making you show up and saying she needs to know this, she needs to hear this, she needs this, because you are somehow being very hard on yourself, um almost like you're kind of like feeling like you should have been able to do more, or trying to make everything better. And you can't make everything better. You can't make people feel better right now. You can't even make yourself feel better right now, Tracy. You are not supposed to feel better right now. You're not. And I just want to tell you that. It's like you're just being told that, you're not here to make yourself feel better right now. You're here to allow yourself to feel what you need to feel and not to discount or neglect these emotions that are tied into grief. That it's, grief is the ultimate of love, right? And so that sense of feeling what you need to feel, and nailed it. Yeah. And I'm like, and trying to fix it or trying to push past it or trying to do things to suppress it, hold it back. Like, oh, we'll just go this and we'll make today fun and we'll make this and we'll make that happen. No, stop it. Stop it. The moments, spirit, loved ones will provide for you the moments to feel spirit, to be connected to spirit. You got to stop trying to create it. You got to stop trying to make that happen, because it'll all just be temporary satisfaction. Every bit of it will not have the impact that it needs to have for healing, as much as allowing spirit to come in and spirit to fill your home, to fill your heart, to fill the experience of when you're just there and you're like, we don't really have the energy today. We don't really feel like it. But then all of a sudden, a feather falls from the sky, or something happens out of the blue. And you're like, oh my God, what was that? And where'd that come from? That excitement, that enthusiasm, that's the natural state. That's the flow. That's the flow with spirit, that spirit to spirit connection. Because that lower energy is not where it connects. It's when you get that moment, that aha experience, and something just hits and you're like, oh my God. And so they're telling you you're being told, Tracy, stop it. You can't fix this. You can't change this. It is what it is. And I don't mean this in an insensitive way. This is spirit speaking to you. It is what it is. And you all have to experience this. And to know I'm still there. Know I'm still there. I never really laugh, right? I know I'm still there. And no, you don't need to move my chair. No, you don't need to do this. No, you don't need to change that. I feel like you're trying to rearrange or trying to do something more, or trying to, like, even so much as make everybody else better. It's like, just sit down, feel, stop running. The key of the things that you try to keep doing is you keep trying to avoid sitting in what you need to sit in. And Tracy, you have to sit in this. You have to feel this. You have to acknowledge this. And you have the magician. And so the magician is in reverse. And the magician, this is you trying to work the magic. This is you trying to be the everything. You are not trusting that experience, that moment, that healing will happen when you sit still. Like, and it's time, right? Everything needs time. So there's a missing element. And the missing element of this is that you are trying to overstep spirit. You're trying to be greater than spirit. You're trying to be more than that. And I love you, but that's what they're telling you and saying, you know what, just like slow down, because this is a one, right? And so you are in a new beginning stage. The ending has already taken place. This is the new beginning. So, who am I on the other side of this? And you don't know that yet. You don't even know, you can't even think of who you are in this new experience, because the relationship itself has changed, right? That relationship has really changed. And because the relationship, the daughter father relationship, because those relationships change when a loved one passed, there's a new relationship that is forming, and that it can be magical, and magic things can happen, and magical things will still happen, but not as long as there's that element of human control and trying to control the outcome, or trying to keep, it's like trying to be the thermostat in the house of a temperature, right? You're trying to make sure, don't want to rock the boat. You don't want anyone to cry. You don't want to cry, be sad, do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do. And I'm going to give you one last card that is from my deck of cards. And we have the mystical dreamer. We have Merlena. And, she's a 7. And so she's that peak. She's that moment that, it's like you're wishing for, you want to be here. You want to be there. I wish I had the mermaids. Like, I wish I could have feet, but also don't want to be in the water. You can have both worlds. So you can still have your human experiences and still be connected to spirit. And that's where, when we move ourselves aside, when we push our ego aside, we push ourselves aside, and we allow spirit to work through us. When I step in here, you may be looking at Corrie, and you may think, this as Corrie, but this is me moving aside, and I let spirit work through me. I'm a channel. So when you move aside and you let spirit fill your heart, you let the love fill your heart, you will feel something that is so powerful. But it's like wishing for this and wishing for that. Well, you can be in both. You can have that both. You can be connected into two worlds and not have to discount the power of spirit and human, because you are here to be human. You're here for your human experience. Have the human experience. You need to allow it to unfold. So I hope in some way that helps you. And if these messages resonate with you, then they're also for everyone else. It's a, there is key little elements in here that connects to everyone. Thank you so much. I needed to hear that. I feel that to my core. Good. Yeah, because it's that spirit connection. So much love. So much love. Told my friend that this past week. Yeah, right. So she always so strong for everyone, and she needs to cry and not be strong for everybody. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be sad, and it's okay to be weak. The strongest thing that we have is in the ability to let ourselves be vulnerable, to let ourselves be weak. Weak in human definitions, like don't be weak. You can't be weak. You can't cry. No, that's exactly what we need to do to empower ourselves and to be the strength that we need to be. Because all that you keep trying to be is actually not strong. It's just pushing. So you are actually weaker than you think. And that's how the body crumbles. That's how the anxiety gets in. That's how all of those things. And that's how you neglect actually caring for the self that you need to care for. And that's how we get so caught up in being that rock for everyone else, answering every phone call, being available to everybody, answering every text, always there. And it is crippling. It is crippling. Trust me, I did that for a lot of years. Hence why now I'm having a major back surgery. So, and that whole story that we're trying to hold everyone up, you're not really holding anybody up. You're not. We hold space for people. Okay. Hello, everyone else that is joining in, by the way. Welcome. Leanne Willier, are you Lamarche Willier? Are you still here, Leanne? Just wonder if Leanne is still here. Leanne. There you are. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I am choosing you, my friend, and I'm going to my cards, and I'm going to the goddess energy. I feel like the goddesses are coming in to kind of inspire your inner goddess, Leanne. I feel like your inner goddess needs some inspiration. I feel like you need to be gentler to yourself, to be nicer to yourself. I feel like you're not being very nice to yourself. You're having some thoughts, or you're talking to yourself in a not kind way, a not nice way. I don't know what you're saying to yourself, but you're not being very nice to yourself. You got the mystical dreamer. She's back again. She has been everywhere. Actually, I meant to share a video yesterday and I forgot to post it on Instagram. And I'm like, oh shit. So I forgot to post a video on Instagram yesterday, but it was actually the mystical mermaid. So that mystical dreamer, which is Merlina, it's the mermaid energy. So when I work in mystical realm work, and we talk about the energy of mermaid, right? So we work with mermaid energy. And when we have that mermaid energy, you often hear the narratives of mermaid, right? Like you hear the horror story. You know how they always make up horror story? Like whenever they talk about something of the sea being like a mermaid, and it's like this woman that, her voice is hypnotic and the beauty, and she just drags people in, and she, it's like, why do they always, Lilith, the same thing. Why do they make women out to be these, even the biblical stories? I mean, in the biblical stories, most of the women don't get the good rap. They're usually the ones that are doing something wrong, and all the men are getting all the glory, right? Like, sorry, but it's like, and that's where we've lost the balance, right? We've lost that balance in seeing that, sometimes that woman that was really fucking mad, that woman that was really peeved off, the woman who stood up for herself, she wasn't evil. She wasn't something wrong with her. She just made a choice to choose to finally have a voice, to say what she needed to say. instead of just wishing that she could say something or wishing she could look a certain way or wishing she could be a certain way, she just finally said, F it. And she started to accept that this is who I am, and I'm going to speak from this place. I'm going to be this truth, and I'm going to walk in this truth, and I'm not going to put myself on the back burner anymore. There is something for you that I really truly feel like, Leanne, that you either want to do or something that you're trying to either step into within yourself, and you're being told to call upon your goddess, call upon your goddess energy, and and step into that mystical, magical side of you a little bit deeper. It is calling you. And the mermaid is what the mermaid for you is telling you. What mystical, she's telling you that you're at this point where you can dive, you can deep dive, or you can go back to the past. So there's something of a past habit or belief or something that you're diving into, but it's not you. It's time for you to do the deep dive into why I continue. You so understand this, right? And I'm like, I just have to give you the message and how it is. It's like it's time for you to dive deep down into the deep seas, into the depths of our darkness, into the depths of the where there is no light and there's void of light, but there's life, right? Void of light, but there's life. So there's parts of you that is still really hidden that are really screaming to come out now, and some real truths that are really screaming to come out. And I have the stargazer. So we have the earth and we have the sky. So we have the universal energy and we have the elemental realm. We have the middle world. We have the middle world and we have the world outside of ourselves. And so we exist here in this world right here. So this is what's underneath us and what's above us. So as above, down below. As above, as above, as below. As above, down below, and also down below. I can't even get the message up. And so we got the stargazer. She is Frida. Everything that you need is in your hands. Here's that world, right? It's like you literally have this. You are, or you kind of were on top of the world. You were striving, doing your thing, and something. It's like almost making it, but then not making it, and then you stepped aside to give somebody else the glory or somebody else all the attention, or you've kind of stepped aside, but that's only in this human self. You are still in the presence of your light, and there's a light shining upon you that says now is the time where you have to really truly step forward, be very honest with yourself, and start to know that you hold the power in your hands to be whatever it is that you choose to be, whatever it is that you want to be, and to step into that, own that. It's coming with or without you. With or without you, it is there. You've come too far to go back. So you're not gone backwards, but you're just like you're so close to going backwards. And they're like, don't go back there. Don't go back there. If you go back to that old way, you go back to that past, you're going to be freaking miserable. They are calling in your goddess energy to have to have the courage and strength to do what you need to do. You're getting your ass kicked. So I hope in some way that helps you. That's your message. So the goddess over here is like seeing you and kicking your ass, right? Yeah. And so don't speak nasty terms to you. Don't say nasty things about yourself. Don't talk down about yourself. Don't criticize yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't pick on yourself. Be kind to you. Be very kind to you. Yeah. So why you can't see the comments. So down on the bottom, if you're on your phone, I think, Wendy, sometimes the comment slips aside and you have to been making big changes. Thanks, girl. You're so welcome. You're on YouTube. Oh, you're on YouTube. No, you should be able to see the comments. So Wendy, go to if you go to the underneath part, it'll be a spot that says live chat. You'll be able to see live chat. And so it's underneath the video on YouTube. It's underneath the video, and you'll be able to see live chat. And just click on where it says where the live chat is there. Just click on that, and then it'll pop up. Okay. Um Felicia. I'm going with Felicia. Felicia, I want to pull a card for you. So, Felicia, I'm going to give you a card. I am going to. Am I changing decks for you? Yay. I feel. I don't know where I want to go. Okay. No, Tracy is on YouTube. There's two of you watching from YouTube right now. A lot of my YouTubes are usually after. It's usually in the replay that a lot of people go in and watch the YouTubes. Hello, Laura Lee. So nice to see you. Hope you're feeling well. Okay, so Felicia. So you have two pentacles. You have a lot of earth energy here. So you have a lot of grounding and being grounded. So we have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the King of Pentacles. And then I have the Three of Swords. So I don't know what the changes are or what's going on, but I have a almost like, so I have this like you were either about to do something or starting new, getting started. And then I have the King, very practical, grounded, kind of like, um, you know, having to have a plan, having to have a plan, having to have things done. And that's the typical kind of like energy. But I am picking up what's drawing my attention is the green. And the green comes into the healing. And I feel like it's like you've been very connected, grounded to that material world and knowing that right now you have to be in this earthly energy. You have to be very human. Same kind of thing that I said to uh, Tracy earlier. You need to acknowledge this human. You need to be there with the human energy. And so I don't know. I feel like possibly this friend of yours may have been very kind of like, the person that sometimes gives people advice but don't really take the advice. Like very good at giving advice but don't take the advice. oh, oh my God, green. I told my friend earlier I wanted to hear the word green. And I'm like, everything just says, never mind what the cards stand for. It's green. Like the green is what's drawing my attention, the green. And I'm just like, I feel like your friend was someone who really, truly gave out good advice, like inspired everyone else, but never really, that was him, never really took that advice. And he's like, and that's him. And he's kind of like looking away, like, that's not me, but jokingly, like knowing full well that that was who he was here. That was the way he was. That was the way. And so the green. And so it's like, you also need to be very here. You need to be present and your feet are on the ground. Things will get done. Stop trying to perfect it. It's for all of you that is left, all the planning. It's like, he don't really care. I don't really care if it's perfect. I don't really care if everything is in place. I just care that people come together, right? Like it's about you. It's about you people that are left. It's not about me. It's not about me and don't want it to be, well, it is celebrating life, but it's like, it's not about my wishes or my anything. And so I put this bracelet on right before I came in with a green stone as well. And I ran back to my room and got this with its green stone. So that green is everywhere. And green is Saturday's the day for him. Yeah. And it's like, just, stop trying to perfect it. It's, it is as it is. And it's the sharing of stories. It's what's going to make it the way it needs to be. I do have the Three of Swords. So I have something like that's, and I mean, of course, going through a loss and grief, it's like, so there is something that's like coming between you, your heart, and your life, and the interference that's really there. And it's, this is a deep healing that I'm getting. I feel like it's like, there is, it's a dagger, right? It's as if you have been kind of It's interfered in your life. It's the unexpected, right? You exist in somebody else's fate. And see, okay, and see, he's wearing a green cape. See, he's wearing a green cape. What does that green cape look like? Right? And he's like, mm. That's exactly what he wore, a green garbage bag for a St. Patty's Day years ago. Well, you got your sign. You wanted to hear the word green, and you got the word green. And so, and so he's very much where he needs to be. And like I said to you last time I came in, I wouldn't go there then, but he's ready to go there today. So he did go there today. And so there is that sense of, um, he's taken him whole he's taken his whole self with him. He says, I have my whole self. I don't know what you think I am over here, but I got my whole self. um he's loved by many. He was not always the perfect upstanding citizen, he tells me. And he kind of like, I kind of, he could get himself in his own trouble, and he could often get in his own way. And he did get into his own way. And what is with his big ass feet? I just see him falling over his feet, falling over. Like, I don't mean he fell over his feet, but his feet, like, he had, I don't know why his feet look so big to me, but his feet are standing out to me. His feet are standing out to me. And so I just see these feet. Like, I keep seeing these feet, and these big feet or something. Like, that's what it looks like to me. It's like he got these big feet. I keep seeing, like, it almost looks like white runners or something on his feet. And I was like, he was really tall. So I don't know if he had a bigger size shoe, like a 12 or 13. He was a tall guy. Okay. So I'm like, I'm like, this man is like, almost like, yeah, he's like falling over his feet. That's what he's like, but he's just like walking in. He's got that strut. What was that show, JJ? Like, back in the 80s, there used to be a TV show, and it had like this, he was a real character, and it was JJ. His name was JJ. I actually seen the comedian years ago in Vegas, and I didn't know who he was until I seen him. And I'm like, and he used to be tall, beanpole, kind of skinny. And it's like he kind of got the same walk as that. He was wearing white sandals when he got hurt. Okay, white. I keep seeing white, white on his feet, white on his feet. And he was wearing white. Okay, so it's like he's shown me, that's why he's shown me his feet. He's shown me his feet. He's shown me what his feet looked like that day. He has a big ego. He does. He's such an arrogant little shit. And I'm like, and he's lovable, though, lovable. He was a clown, always joking. I always said he looked like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Okay, I'm like, he's like such a, like, he's kind of awkward to me. Like, he's got like this kind of, I don't know. There's something about him, but he's not an average guy. Put it that way. He's not average. He never was average. He never really blended in. He never really fit. It's like he'd stand out in a crowd, and you always knew that he was there. Dynamite. Right. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's the guy. Like, that's who I'm like. I just got that image, and I just feel like he's that. And he shows me like white, 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 white. And he is himself. He says he's like, he's whole, he's full. He's like, I look like me. I have myself back. And his teeth. I don't know what was with that smile and that teeth of his, but he's just like smiling at us, and he's cheese, and he's like, JJ Walker, Good Times. Yes, that's who I was thinking. That was who I was thinking, JJ Walker. And it was like, and that's who he is. And he's like, and he loves to steal a show. So he is stealing the show. He's very present here. He was waiting to come in, and he's like, don't mind me. I'm not really doing nothing, but he's stealing the show. And he says, he knows that he says, I know I've put like, my loss has put a like a stop to your happiness, or that's what it feels like. He says, like, I know that I've interfered in, this is kind of broken up the groove type of thing, broken up the groove of the way you're going, where and he says, you got to get back on track, girl. You got to get back on track. You got to keep going. You got to keep doing the things that you were supposed to be doing, because you're just getting on track. You were just getting on track. He says, and you can't lose your groove. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. He says, because you got to take your own advice. What would you tell everyone else to do? What would you tell everyone else to do? And I know that's hard, and that's spirit speaking. And I know the time that it takes, and you need to prepare yourself. So it's like divine timing, and our timing is different. Give yourself the time that you need, not push. Don't push. But that's what he's telling you. You always know they are themselves over there. but the tragedy makes you wonder. Yes, exactly. And that's true. Is that they are very present and they do know who they are. Like they are they're holographic. So they're light beings, they're energy, and they just bring themselves in full figure. They can look like they looked 20 years ago. They get to kind of choose that over there. And they get to show you. So it's like they're giving you a projection of them. So I'm seeing that projected energy. Now, I do have to go back to one thing, Felicia, and I don't know why I get this, and I don't know if this belongs to you or somebody else that I'm picking up for next reading. I have a pain in my gallbladder or liver area, something of like I just got like that pain. No, he did not deserve anything that happened to him. I just feel like he was like, um, that wrong place, wrong time. Like that should not have been there. I don't know why, but it's just like he did not. No, right? And so, but I don't know, Felicia, if this is tied to you or I'm getting ready to move on to somebody else. But I have a liver, pancreas, like not pancreas, liver, gallbladder, like something on that side, and I have a pain that's shooting through there. So if that connects to you, just let me know. And if not, then I know I'm ready to move on. She was complaining of her back. Where in your back? So that pain in, like, I'm just wondering, my back hurt today. Okay, that may be gallbladder. And that could be anger. It doesn't mean you're having a gallbladder. It could mean energetic. So because I pick up energy, right? So this could be energetic because I'm feeling like this could be anger filtering through. This could be because you are very angry with the whole experience, along with being sad, right? So this could be a lot of anger. It could be a lot of that's like flushing through. But I'm getting I'm getting your gallbladder. I'm getting that area or like something around there. So be aware, like pay attention. That's your body speaking to you. You're trying to take on too much. You're carrying too much of the load. There's too much kind of anger. You're ingesting too much of the things that are not good for you. So do some loving stuff. Take a bath in Epsom salts, like just do things where you are kind to yourself. And he wants you to let go of that, let go of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. We are where we are, he says. We are where we are. We are where we are. This is where we are, and we'll deal with this. She can have her mother's kidney stones, right? Maybe it is you. Yeah, it's definitely like I'm feeling it. And now that Felicia has acknowledged it, it's now gone. So Felicia, it's definitely tied to you. Your body's talking to you. And so it's just saying, you gotta care for this, care for yourself. Everything else will get done. Everything will get done as needed. So hope that helps. Okay. That's just what I got. You are welcome. Okay. And now I'm looking for Wendy Heap, are you still here? Yeah, no, it wasn't. As soon as I spoke of it, that's funny. As I call your name too, Wendy, I'm like, "Are you still here, Wendy?" And then you comment. So no, it was definitely tied to Felicia because the moment that I acknowledge it and it goes, then I know I've hit the right spot. Wendy, Wendy, choosing a card for you, Wendy. But I'm changing full direction for you. I'm going to go to angel guidance for you, Wendy. Angel guidance. And I haven't really had these out in a long time, but they're coming out for you. Good evening, Patsy. So, Wendy Heap. Well, one card hit the floor and the rest kind of went just on the desk. So let's see what hit the floor, Wendy. Detachment. this is your card, Wendy, and it's detachment. And I have to read it because it's only words, right? So I have to read the message for you. And then I'll continue with whatever else comes up. I need some glasses though. Okay. Wendy, according to spiritual law, you can have anything your heart desires. However, if your happiness, sense of security, or feelings of power depends on someone or something in your life, then you are attached to that person or thing, and it is a chain which binds you to a lower frequency and keeps you stuck. Interesting. Your guidance is to ask the angels to help you to cut the cords that tie you to people, things, and emotions. When all attachments are released, you can no longer be manipulated emotionally. This enables you to reclaim your power and be genuine. Free your spirit and that of others. Let go now. Your affirmation: I release everyone and everything. My spirit is free. I'm going to repeat that. I release everything. I release everyone and everything. My spirit is free. So, when we talk about releasing, so this is Archangel Michael, who is very present with you. When we detach from people, when we no longer let them have the emotional cords of that can manipulate us, then we it's not that we forget them or stop loving people or things in our lives, or that we even take them, that they're not even in our lives. It means that we are not we are not connected in the way that we don't trust ourselves in the power of using our own discernment, using our own ability to be able to um, say no, or to say not now, or to not let them have control. So you've given your power away, and that lower frequency that you exist in is that place that then is being led by emotion instead of being guided by faith. You are trying to be to be the one who creates that destiny somehow, or the outcome, or the changes. But ultimately, that is not in our hands. And setting ourselves free of that is, ask the guides, ask the angels, let myself be able to think, be guided from a place of higher self, not to be because I've experienced it previously, or I've been there, or I think that I can be the savior to somebody else, because we cannot be the savior. Somebody else has to make the choices to be the saviors of their own selves. And so this may be happening in more areas than one. You put a lot of focus, I think, in one area. And what you're being told, Wendy, is I think this is in a lot more areas than one. And so it's like this is kind of lifetime of taking this on, or taking on this role, and asking, this is where soul revival comes in. If you ever get to do those Goddess Within courses, the soul revival of the Goddess Within courses that I have in the school, I highly suggest you take them. And they're all 60% off now, because each one helps us retrieve, or, take back the pieces of us we've left behind. Even the sense of, even, in a loving sense, even us taking from somebody else, it's like those that we love dearly, you may be holding on to a piece of that soul self that belongs to somebody else. And it's like, you have your own, I have mine, so that we can separate and we can know what's your feelings and what somebody else's. What am I really feeling? What am I, is this really truly mine? Is this mine to carry? Why do I keep returning to this? What is happening here? So that you can start to question in a different way. But also, that's where ownership and responsibility comes in, to the degree of saying, okay, I can look deeper, I can go deeper. And sometimes we unintentionally even take from other people, because we want to be needed. We want to be the person that people depend upon. So there's a lot of areas in your life right now that is saying it's time for you to, so been working on that lately. So I want to tell you this, stop working on it. Stop working on it, because there's a lot of effort in trying to make it happen. What they're saying is surrender it to us. Let us do it for you. Let us be there for you. So as just saying, Archangel Michael, I'm not sure of exactly how this is, or who this is, or what this is, because it may not even be who you think it is. That's what you have to remember. So it's like, you got to just allow it, right? Because it may not be the person that you think. It may not be the thing that you think. It may be something much deeper. It might even be a previous freaking version of you. There's something that is so deep here and saying, we're looking, don't look surface, like, and don't look for it. It's allowing it. It's the things that keep us stuck in ego. It's the things that have us tied to resistance or strength or resilience or persistence, the things that affect our self-esteem, uh, so many areas, our confidence, like there's just layers. This is in layers. And so what they're saying to you is to just like, don't try to figure it out. Don't look for where it is. Allow it. Allow this. Let go of trying to be in the driver's seat of this, and let us do this. So Archangel Michael's just saying, just call me in. Just say wherever there is these threads of that connect me, bind me, hold me, old karma from this lifetime, or it may even be from a previous lifetime. It doesn't mean where your soul was in another lifetime. Your humans only live in this one, but where you have been in another lifetime. Like, so where this thread, this connection, where does this repeat kind of, it might even be like how we communicate to ourselves, how we show up for ourselves, whatever it may be. This may be something that is an old role that you played in another lifetime. We are just, what we are telling you, what we, the guides and the angels, are just saying is that it may be more than you know. It may be something you are totally unaware of, and it may be much deeper than you think. So just asking Archangel Michael to come in, asking the guides, the angels to come in and to assist, to remove any daggers, any old energies, any fragments, any of where someone else would have left that their energy up on me from this lifetime, other lifetimes, and just, and just surrender into that and just trust what is unfolding and let it happen for you. It's like just laying in a like one of these capsules. I was in one in Reno where the whole process was I had to sit in this capsule by myself. And if you've ever heard me talk about the story, I'm like, I had to put all this mud on myself. My job was to do the physical things. Like I had to put the mud on, layers of mud, and I had to do it in like it's ritual and ceremonies. And then I had to sit in this capsule all by myself. There's no music, but there's lights, but there's always water landing on my face. And I'm going, oh, frig, I hate water on my face. Like that water's irritating me. I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting angry. Why is this bothering me? This should be good. I don't like this. Why am I in here? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I come out and I'm like, I hated that. Like, and my partner's like, he's all happy. He's all like, oh, he's like in his robe and he's in the salt room. He had a beautiful massage. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. Like this was 185. Why'd I need to be in there? And then he said, well, I guess you really didn't like hanging out with yourself that much, did you? And I went, oh, he says, is that not what you do for everyone else? And I said, shut up. He says, I guess you needed to go a little deeper. I guess there's something about yourself you really didn't like. So maybe there's something about you that you needed to break up with. And it was like, who are you really angry with? And so he was reversing my work onto me. And it was almost like the angels, the spirits, the guy, like they were speaking through him to me. And it took me about 4 or 5 days. It felt like the process after I was out of that capsule continued for days. And I knew that I was with the healer. I was with the healer within. I was in that mirror reflection, which is ultimately like my second book, right? Is that looking deeper into ourselves. Exactly. It is Jesus take the wheel. And, and it's that experience, that moment, and just letting it go. Stop trying. Stop trying. Stop working on it. Stop doing those things and allowing. The power is in the listening and the experience. And so now when I go back to Reno, I'm going back to that capsule. And I'm going to do it again. And it's a double seater. You can take two people. And I said, no, I'm going to still do it by myself. And I'm going to sit in there by myself again, because now I like to be by myself. Now I like to be with myself. And when I feel myself getting angry or irritated, or I speak to the anger, the frustration, I ask it, what do you need today? What is it that I need? What do I need to nurture within myself? Or, what am I trying to control today? Or what am I really frustrated about? What is the real truth? What is beyond this anger? What is, and so I don't react and respond from that emotion. So you don't respond from there. And then the guilty the guilty responding and showing up that way, right? So it's just deeper. So there is a lot of that that's just saying to you, this is where you are now. Let yourself be with the healer energy. Let the healer do the work. You don't have to do the work. But this may not be, I don't think this is where you think it is. I don't think, because the surface was instantly, we know where we go with this because it's a continual loop. But that would not have been in place if there wasn't something previous. So this goes deeper than that original story. So it's not just a story with, that you've always been working on. This is deeper, and that wouldn't be so predominant if this thread wasn't already there. So I don't know how it's going to unfold, but trust it. Trust the process, trust the unfolding, and just know that the angels threw that card onto the floor. So it's detachment, right? So that you can be detached and you're not so attached to any of those stories, any of that energy, any of that old stuff anymore. All right. All right. So I'm going to finish off with one last card. It has been a little over an hour. I'm really consciously aware of my time investment as I am in my own healing, as I am going through taking good care of my own body. I can feel when my body, I can only sit for so long. I can only stand for so long. I do have remnants of a past that is saying now I need to do what I need to do. So I'm having a spinal fusion done. On my back, I have to, I've had another vertebrae collapse and another bunch of nerves that are clustered. So I don't know when my surgery date will be, but I know, and I've got some other stuff going on that I'm working with. So, and so I am very aware. I nap some days. I nap like 2 and 3 hours a day. I've never napped in my life, ever. I'm hyper. I'm crazy busy all the time. I'm going from one thing to the next. Like I'm painting, I'm writing, I'm speaking, I'm recording. I'm doing sessions. I'm like this. But now what I've been doing is I've been like sleeping. And so I've been leaving myself to that healer energy and nurturing, being kind to myself. And I'm telling you all this because it's so important that we all do that for ourselves. It is something we really all need to do for ourselves. Yeah, I was not very happy about it, but I said, now I'm finally going to have a backbone because I would always say yes instead of saying the no's where I need to say it. And I do feel like I really feel like this is the best thing for me. I said a strong yes to agreeing to this surgery, so I know it's for me. I've done the healing, and ultimately, here's the kicker: if I had not have done the work that I've done on myself, literally, they really don't know how I'm standing. Right? It's like you kind of shouldn't be standing. You should be on like a lot of medications. I don't take any pain meds. I'm not on any pain medication. I'm still walking. I'm still standing. I'm still active. I'm still doing things in life, but I am really truly being aware of my body and when it's tired. So if I had not have done the healing work that I've done, because it's the emotional healing, the spiritual healing. If I'd not done those emotional healing things, the pain would own me, and I'd let the pain own me, and I wouldn't be where I am. And so there is a lot of things that has gone very right to prepare me for this. And it takes us having to do the work to be prepared to do these things in our lives. My friend's son and my son are playing. Oh, yes, self-care is so important. This is making a lot of sense to you. Good, Wendy. Yeah. So, yeah, I know, right? It's so much pain. So there's one thing. Let me tell you a little bit about pain while I'm waiting for the angels to give us the final card. So often when we're in pain, what we don't realize, because I do somatic body healing, I've done all the training, and did a lot of advanced training in trauma and somatic body healing and how our body stores those memories. And so whenever pain, physical pain happens in your body, it then also, so the nerve endings, it triggers pain experiences, previous experiences, and memories are reactivated. Like you start to, so it it kind of it's like digging up bones, right? It's like digging up the old stories, the old energy. So then the pain is amplified. It's you're totally unaware of this, but it's what it's doing. It's being triggered by an old by old memories, old emotional response, and so the pain becomes amplified. When we've done the healing, when we do the healing work on ourselves, that emotional connection to the pain is we don't have the same it's not we don't have the same trigger, right? It's like we take the fuse away from we take the fuse from that story, so it doesn't have an emotional charge. So we know I've previous experienced pain, but this is the pain, so the pain becomes an isolated pain. You know what the pain is. The pain, no matter it's running through your body. You feel the tired, but your emotions are not running with the pain, and you're not running a story or a narrative with the pain. And so the more that, and we often see that with people who've done no healing work, like, and a lot of suppressed childhood pain or early life or previous experiences, whatever it may be, where there may have been like physical hurt, or like if someone grabbed you all the time. So ow, that hurts. So the moment you hear yourself say, ow, 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 that hurts, is that you have an emotional, ow, that hurts. Well, you are remembering the ow, 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 it hurts. And it amplifies and adds that stress onto the ow, 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 that hurts in the area where the real hurt is. So it becomes like this, explosion of pain. So everything is amplified, everything is responding, everything is triggered, everything is like the body's like bouncing this energy all the way through. So the more that we connect and we do the healing, and we acknowledge where it was and what it was, we timestamp it, we know what it is, we see that version of self. I forgive you for thinking you needed to carry it. I love you. All of those things that we do to help do that emotional and healing that we need, the spiritual healing, energetic healing, the more that then when there is an isolated pain, so the pain in my back is not tied to, it's because, a lot of what I have carried that whole sense of feeling unloved my whole life. But I'm not unloved, and I'm very loved, and I'm loved by spirit, and I'm loved by myself and those things. So I don't have that whole same narrative and story. So there's not an emotional charge. I have pain in my back. It is there. It is real, but it's not being ting, ting, ting. It's not ping-balling off of everything else. And I'm not telling myself 1,000 different stories around it. And that's where it really helps us in our healing, and why we should do the healing work that we need to do for ourselves. Oh, hello, Kelly. I miss you too. I'm actually coming that way. Not for work, but I'm coming that way next week. Yes. And so it is. So what she has is, that's her grief compounding. She's feeling grief in her body. She's feeling like grief hurts. Grief hurts. It physically hurts, and it stores in your body. She got to let herself walk through that grief. My friend Laura Lee, that's here, has a really, really good book. And it is, and you can actually get it on Amazon. And her book is about walking through her grief. And it is new to you. All right. And so it's on the other side of grief, because you never go back to being who you were previously. And Laura Lee's daughter passed away a few years ago. She's beautiful, Sarah. And so she wrote her book, A New Normal. Yes. I don't know why, Laura Lee. all I could see was the picture. All I could see is the picture of the book. I'm like, picture of the book. And it's like, and so it's a new normal. Can you share the link, Laura Lee? If you could put the link up for Amazon, for your book, or even to your website. And so Felicia, I think she may really appreciate that book, and connecting, and it may connect to her. I know right now it's really fresh, but Laura Lee's book may really, truly help her. A sister-brother connection is, the angels are not stopping. Okay. So yeah, Laura Lee, if you could share your link in the comments, I would appreciate that. Um, so yeah, so it's lauraleescobie.com. I'll get your actual, we'll get the handle, put the actual link in there. So it's lauraleescobie.com. And you can see her book there. You can see her work there. She actually was, Laura Lee is my Reiki master teacher. She helped me in the very beginning through my grief, and we did the healing, and I became a Reiki master teacher through Laura Lee and believing in me. And trust me, I could be a hot mess back in the day. And I was a workaholic and all of those things. And I wasn't dealing with a lot of my things, my body pain. And we also did some past life healing and those type of things to acknowledge what we needed to do. So, but check it out. So our card that we end with tonight is clarity. So we have clarity here. And of course it's wording. So we're going to read these angels. And this is Diane Cooper, who I absolutely love. She is a pioneer in this industry, in this world, and working with the angels. So the clarity is angel wisdom. Reminds you that a busy, cluttered mind is a sick one, and a still, clear mind is a divine one. Allow the wisdom in your heart to radiate out and dissolve that chatter of your mind. Know that your angel has drawn this to your attention and is waiting to help you in your task. Sit quietly so that you can find the stillness within. Then you can shine a pure, clear light onto every area of your life. In the clarity of this light, the angels will reveal a new way of being. You will see things differently and be able to make decisions from strength and clarity. This is the affirmation for everyone. My mind is quiet, still, and clear. As long as we have chatter and clutter, as long as that mind, that mental mind is running the show, let that mental mind and the emotions to run your show, you will be on overdrive. You'll be reactivating and triggering every single trauma response that you have that you're never escaping. You'll be pleasing and justifying and knowing it all and whatever else, right? Like it's just like survivor mode, fight, flight, like all of those things. When we go still and silent, I spend 90 minutes every single morning. I don't say you need 90 minutes, but I spend 90 minutes every single morning in meditation, silent meditation, just quietly. And I couldn't even meditate when I first started. I blah, blah, blah. And so, and so the mind will become what you tell yourself in your mind, your thoughts will become that reality. What do you want to be your reality? What do you want to be your truth? If you want to seek a more peaceful future, you have to become the peace first. You want a more content, more easygoing, you have to become that first so that you can feel that presence, know that presence, so that you can have more of that. That's what I want to feel in my future. And so then you'll know if I'm not feeling that, if I'm not connecting to that, then something is not in alignment. And it doesn't mean the world is going to become all peaceful and change. It just means I can be in the world, even though it may be loud, and I can still be at peace with me. I can still be in that place. So you have to become those things. And we become those by getting to know who we are. And most times we don't even have a clue who we are. We think we are. We think we're who we are because we've created that identity. The biggest thing that I've done was broke up with me. I stripped every bit of myself away. And it's funny because when it all came back, I'm like, but I came back with the same freaking voice and accent. I didn't get that soft, like gentle little voice. Like I would have loved to have that softness, that gentle little voice. I didn't get that. I'm like, what the hell? What did I? But there's just so much. Yes, heartfelt book. It is awesome. Yes, Ellie. Right. And it's just I mean, my heart has a personal, story as being so in the moment with Laura Lee and that experience, that moment. But you haven't walked in anyone else's shoes. Even if you've had similar situation stories, we all have to walk our own journey. But knowing that we're supported and surrounded by people to hold that space for us is a game changer. It is a game changer. It truly is. And so, yes. So, yeah, breaking up with all of that self, letting that go and just being, and you just never know what may develop of that self. That is, we limit ourselves in the beliefs of who we think we are. But in that clarity, in that meditation, in my hours of writing, like I have 4 journals on the go right now, and one is all sketches. One is all sketches, and as they give me information, I sketch out the angel. I sketch out what they're showing me they look like, expressions. Others are in painting. So this is actually a form of my channeling, right? It's like, I don't know what this is yet. I'm still working on this, but it's like I may spend 5 minutes there, or I may spend 3 hours, who knows? But there's something that keeps coming, and I trust the process, and I stay silent and I stay with it instead of trying to rush off out in the world, or pick up the phone, or wanting to hand out advice or have opinions. Is I got nothing to say today. Even if I got prophecy of things that are about to happen, like a big storm, I don't have to give it all out. And that's the biggest thing I learned. And I spent a lot of time with the donkey energy and animal spirit. And what I learned from the donkey by spending time with the donkey was that just because I can, don't mean I have to. Just because I have these gifts, just because I can connect, just because I can communicate, just because I can see the other side, doesn't mean that every time I see something show up that I've got to jump in to be the savior. I've got to be there. I've got to be that for everyone. It's like when you're invited in or the call is there, you'll go. Or that I got to share every single message. Some messages are for me to give me a heads up. Some message are, this is coming. You're going to be needed. So be prepared to step back out into the world, whatever that may be. Some things may be for the writings. So bring that into the scope of your life, your personal life, is knowing that, just because you may be a mother, don't mean you have to mother everybody. Just because you may have the ability to be strong, you're stronger than, you got an innate strength that makes you be able to be grounded. Doesn't mean that you have to be strong for everybody and everything all the time. You don't have to be on call all the time. Setting yourself free of that. If you're the one that everybody says you're the responsible one, you're the one we run to, just because they tell you that, you don't have to place those expectations upon yourself to be that for everyone. Stop trying to be that hero for everyone else and become that hero for yourself by sitting in that calmness and stillness. And yeah, so I'm getting really wiggly now. This is a lot. You can see me collapsing down in my chair. So I am going to call her a night. You have a pretty calming voice, Corrie. Thank you. Put you to sleep at night. Good. I'm glad I put you to sleep. And if anyone wants to listen to some of my meditations, if you go into More Than Existing Academy, mteacademy.com, we have some pretty amazing programs in there. And yes, it has More Than Existing. I'm not the only person in there. Lisa has some amazing programs in there, and it's incredible. And Michelle teaches in there as well. So we have some amazing things. We all just share space, hold space, and we're there for each other because we all support each other in this industry, that we all have a purpose and a why to why we work together. So I hope these messages helped you tonight in some way. They inspired you. The angels and the guides are with us. And if you missed the very beginning, you can go back and listen. The replay will go up. It is on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can watch it at any time. I did post yesterday's message. You can go check that out. I do have the Lion's Gate, that beautiful journey that we're taking, that you'll have 3 recorded videos you can watch at any time. And then I'm doing the live video on the 8th, August the 8th, which is a healing energy healing that I will be doing live. And so you can take part in that. And the recording will also go up after you can't make it. But that one you can sign up for in the Academy as well. Go to my website, CorrieThorne.com. You can see all the events. Everything is there. Or go to mteacademy.ca. And everything's also posted on the Facebook page. It's all there. Everything that you need. Check it all out. Blessings to you, my dear friend Laura Lee. I love you. Thank you all. And Brenda, my dear sister-in-law, I'm coming to Slave Lake. I'll be in Slave Lake Sunday till Wednesday. We're coming with the whole family. Me, my 2 grandchildren, my daughter are going to, that's our summer vacation. That's as far as I get this year. Hence, having to sit around and wait. So, yeah, and much love, everyone. I will talk to you soon, and I will be back in. Mwah. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.